What's anything but ASIC, and this is I'm gonna make this the BlackHat series. So, getting into it, if many of you don't know what BlackHat is, I'm gonna tell this in more of a Eli the computer guy kind of snark. You don't know what BlackHat is? Uh, it's a conference for where um, cybersecurity industry professionals go to possibly learn and uh, let's say communicate with each other, mingle with each other, and possibly find new ways to exploit vulnerabilities and uh, securities in servers and other security patches that you might not have thought about. And yeah, people get paid to do this. As far as what I understand, this is a $1 billion conference. Billions of dollars go into this, and I can see why. It's at the Mandalay Bay in Vegas, and I'll get some pictures to show why it's so extravagant. But just by the way, okay, so you're going into Vegas, you probably don't know. My first impression of Vegas, I'm gonna pull up the reel here, pre-approved photo reel. My first impression of Vegas, you look in there, you see a bunch of dirt. And that's really what it is. It's just like San Diego. It's a bunch of dirt and some mountains thrown here and there. It's kind of a valley, but not a valley. And your water source is apparently full of dead bodies, which is Lake Mead. By the way, first things first, if you ever go to Vegas, don't drink the tap water. If you're not used to it, don't drink the tap water. You will get sick. It will hurt. It will feel like you got jumped by a couple of people in the middle of the night when after you wake up from a long sleep. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I didn't believe it at first, but one of the locals was telling me don't drink the water, and I didn't know I was drinking tap water. And yeah, if you're not used to it, you're not gonna have fun. You're not gonna have a good time. Alright, so moving on. I got to stay as a volunteer for BlackHat in the Giant Pyramid. Well, I had to go through the Giant Pyramid to get to the towers that were connected to the Giant Pyramid. And the Giant Pyramid's called the Luxor, and you can see it when you first come into Vegas. And you're thinking, wow, a giant pyramid in the middle of the desert. This is Egypt? No, it's not Egypt. In fact, the Luxor is really, if you get up close, when you really get up close to it, is really starting to show its age. But I guess that's besides the point. Still functions, still pretty nice rooms. And let's see, moving on, what's in the Luxor? Well, you got your pyramid theme stores. There's a movie theater, a couple of I believe in the back there was food court of some sorts, pizzas, burgers, general stuff, and some memorabilia. Underneath this is a casino. I didn't get pictures of that for some reason, but they're all casinos. And let's see, Diablo, I forgot what that was. I think it was like a juice bar or something like that. Also in the pyramid. And this is the outside the pyramid. All these, the Delano, Mandalay Bay, the Luxor, they're all connected either by internal ways, which turns into a little shopping mall in between the two, or you can take this this little train, connect to other bigger sort of hotels. The Mandalay Bay is probably and the Delano are probably some of the newer ones, because those hotel rooms were a lot more extravagant than what you have in the Luxor. The Sphinx here, nobody knows what it is or what it does. probably project some lights out of its eyes, but there's nothing really in it, at least for the general public. Let's see. You have a fairy tale castle of some sorts and a small New York type themed towers that I didn't get to go to. I heard they're pretty cool, but I didn't have any money. Oh, by the way, if you come to Vegas and you want to have any kind of fun, at least bring $3,000. And if you want to have some real fun, bring like 20. But if you come there and you're poor and broke like me, you will not have fun. In fact, you will find it very difficult to do anything anywhere near the strip or the towers. But you go across the freeway on the other side of these towers, and everything's back to normal, and it's back to the giant dirt ball of desert that has normal prices. By the way, if you want to get like just setting off a base price for these, to get a liter of water was $6.59. Just some trashy Aquafina. Like I said, you don't want to be drinking the tap water, so completely worth it. And this is luxury living at the Mandalay Bay / Luxor. There's pools. It's almost a beach. Delano's the same way. But if you zoom out a little bit on the edge there, you see that it's just desert. Once again, and they're being environmentally friendly. They got the solar panels up here. Once again, these hotels are all connected. They're all owned by apparently MGM. It's one big company that just owns all this land and all this real estate and property. It makes these buildings look nice and attractive to investors and people coming in from other states. And like I said, if you zoom out a little bit, you just see mountains and desert. This is really what Vegas is, really. There's not really much to it. Being in a luxury hotel, you get luxury snacks and foods. I'd say that a lot of the snacks and foods weren't all the greatest. They looked nice. The presentation was well, but the actual taste is kind of meh. It wasn't even hit and miss. Like, some of them were just like, who made this? And some of them were good. A few of them were good. Few. Let's see. Once again, you always had a luxury spread of coffee and whatnot. But you're not here for that. You're here for BlackHat. What did I see at BlackHat? What did I see for a cybersecurity professional to get excited about? Well, you get Kali Linux penetration testing Bible, OpenAI malware. I gotta zoom into that. You understand what basically just a bunch of information you probably want as a IT professional. Go hack yourself. Ghost. Things like that. Moving on to what the classes were like. And I met this guy, Maxploit. It's pretty cool, dude. Gave me some Swiss chocolates. Don't take Swiss chocolates. Introduction to hard target internals. You'll get into titles like this in the classes. They're like the first 4 days of BlackHat. And, if you happen to be standing outside and looking in, you might learn something. But generally you won't. Unless you take the whole course. But just the titles alone on some of these classes leads you to believe that some serious hacking was going on. And I caught a few more titles that just seem interesting and spells disaster for the industry as a whole, like backdooring and hijacking Azure AD accounts by abusing external identities. Like, that just says for me that Azure is in trouble. If they don't already know about this hack, they are in trouble. Another one caught my eye: Electrovolt pwning popular desktop apps while uncovering new attack surface on Electron. And Electron came up quite a bit. I assume it's some kind of API. And yeah, it's in trouble. Just to say, it's in trouble. If you have anything to do with Electron, it's in trouble. So, last 2 days, which were the briefings, I got to stand outside, of course, and door guard. But from the titles and what I learned, I got a small chance, a small 30 minutes to run around in the the vendor hall. And from what I gathered from this, the vendor hall, you see all the protection. These are, I guess, what you call spec ops. Spec ops. And let's just say that, let me get to APIs are in trouble. Anything with an API is in trouble right now. So, being that, and here's the juicy part, being that I saw 2 North Korean hackers here at this conference, I'm gonna let that sink in for a little bit. They're North Korean hackers. What are they doing here? State-sponsored North Korean hackers are here. What I put together and what I asked at one of the booths, I think it was Expel here. I asked the guy, if APIs are so insecure, why is it an industry standard? Why do we keep using it? We're supposedly smart people. Supposedly, every tech genius, tech guru is a smart, somewhat intelligent person. If something was so insecure and didn't work, or was so insecure and constantly causing you millions of dollars of damages, wouldn't you stop using it? Well, the answer was an astounding, what are you talking about? Why would we stop using it? It's APIs. I get it. API is like just a big structure in itself and goes beyond just a single point of use. But my question still stands. And what I gather from this, with North Korean hackers being here and putting the things together, and it's just my observation, is that this is a big scam. Cybersecurity, SecOps, especially in the API sector, in fact, is a big scam. What I'm seeing is happening is you hire someone outside the jurisdiction and control of the United States, and you have them, and you hire them to hack into, and you tell them how to hack into certain companies. Then you come with the solution, just like the pharmaceutical industry. You cause a problem, then you come with the solution, and you charge millions for it. And this is, like I said, we're smart people, and this is actually pretty smart because people rely on this technology to function. People rely on this technology to be there every day for them to get their work done increasingly. And it's really, I put this, a sad future we're going into. Like, if this continues on, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Like I said, I won't be the first to do this, but I'll be the first to ask, like, is there an alternative? Like, why wouldn't you make something better? But, being reliant on technology, I guess, is where we're at as a society as a whole. And SALT, API security. There was no SALT API security, by the way. Just so you know. I was very disappointed in that. But, there are answers and hope on the horizon. Custom processing units, tracing and patching Intel Atom microcode. So the solution is creating hardware that is not unhackable, but is somewhat impenetrable. Not unhackable, not impossible, but somewhat resistant to these attacks. And I think that's where this is going, based on this this statement here, this title here. That's it. That was into the B-roll, and I believe this is where we're going. And I discussed this with a lot of people. There's a few people in the conference, as I got to talk to like a couple of tech professionals, especially in the NOC, who have been there for like 15 years or longer. You know, they've been there for some time, basically. And this is where it's going. RISC-V architecture, custom code, custom hardware that will only interface and react with certain conditions are met, or certain types of communication. And I'm going to end it right there. That's what I learned at BlackHat. That's what I saw. And let me know if you guys have any questions, have any comments. Maybe you were there, maybe you weren't. Did you get to go? Maybe you went to DEF CON. I didn't get to go to DEF CON. And I'll see you guys soon.